Have you felt a shift in your spirit lately, as if something beyond your understanding is happening? Do you keep seeing repeating numbers, experiencing intense dreams, or feeling disconnected from the world around you? Maybe you've noticed that the conversations you once engaged in now seem hollow, that the people you once related to feel like strangers. Or perhaps you sense an unshakable restlessness, as if something is calling you forward, but you can't quite grasp what it is. This is not your imagination. This is not a coincidence. You are not alone in this feeling. These are divine signs, messages from the universe, from God, from a higher power, whatever you choose to call it. They are warning signals, preparing you for something monumental, something that will change the course of your life forever. The world as you know it is shifting, and your role in it is about to transform. History has shown us that before every major calling, before every chosen one steps into their divine purpose, there is a period of confusion, struggle, and undeniable signs. Moses saw the burning bush before leading a nation. David was isolated before stepping into kingship. Jesus endured temptation and spiritual trials before walking fully into his destiny. These signs are spiritual checkpoints, proof that you are being called, prepared, and positioned for something far greater than you ever imagined. But here's the warning. If you ignore them, if you dismiss these messages as mere coincidences, you risk delaying your purpose. The enemy of your destiny wants you to believe that you are crazy, that these things mean nothing. But deep inside, you know the truth. Your soul recognizes the call. That's why you're here, listening to this message. This is your confirmation. So stay with me, because we are about to uncover the real meaning behind these experiences. By the time this journey is over, you will have clarity, and you will understand exactly why these signs are happening to you. The nature of these signs, why are they happening to you? Everything in the universe operates through laws, spiritual laws, just like the law of gravity. The chosen ones, the ones marked for a higher calling, experience shifts before breakthroughs because their souls operate on a different frequency than the rest of the world. When your spirit is being elevated, when you are transitioning from one level to another, your energy shifts. This shift is so powerful that it disrupts the very fabric of your current reality. This is why you start noticing patterns, feeling an urgency, experiencing unexplainable changes in your life. Your soul is literally outgrowing its old environment, just like a snake shedding its skin. But why do these signs appear? Because the spirit realm always moves before the physical realm. Before anything manifests in your life, whether it's success, a new path, or a major transformation, the shift first happens in the unseen realm. Your spirit senses it before your mind can comprehend it. This is why you feel restless. This is why certain people begin to fade away from your life. This is why old desires start to lose their appeal. You are being prepared for something new, and whether you are ready or not, the transition has already begun. Many people ignore these signs because they are conditioned to believe that only the tangible, the logical, the explainable is real. But chosen ones operate differently. The reason these signs keep appearing to you is that you are sensitive to the spiritual realm. You have an inner knowing, a connection to something greater, and that connection is being strengthened right now. However, there is a challenge. The darker forces in this world recognize what is happening to you. They see that you are awakening, stepping into your divine role, and they will do everything possible to confuse you, distract you, and make you doubt yourself. This is why, at the same time that you are experiencing these supernatural signs, you may also be encountering more resistance, more opposition, and more emotional turbulence than ever before. This is not a mistake. This is a test. What happens next is up to you. You can either dismiss these signs, allow yourself to fall back into old patterns, or you can embrace the shift, step forward, and prepare for what is coming. If you feel like your world is changing, if you sense a divine stirring, then you are already in the process of transition. Now, let's go deeper. Let's uncover the first major sign that a breakthrough is coming. A season of isolation, you are being set apart. One of the clearest and most undeniable signs that something big is coming is a sudden urge to withdraw from the world. You feel different, detached, uninterested in the conversations and activities that once entertained you. People you once called friends no longer seem to align with you. The relationships that once felt secure now feel strained. Maybe you even feel like you're being misunderstood by those closest to you. This is not rejection. This is redirection. God is setting you apart. He is pulling you out of environments that are no longer in alignment with your future. Not everyone can go where you are going. Not everyone can handle the energy, the responsibility, the wisdom that is being poured into you. Think of Moses. He was raised in Pharaoh's palace, but before stepping into his divine mission, he had to spend years in the wilderness. He had to be separated from his old life so he could step into his true calling. Think of David. Before he became king, he spent years hiding in caves, running for his life, feeling abandoned. And Jesus, before his ministry began, he spent 40 days alone in the wilderness, fasting, praying, preparing. Isolation is never punishment, it is preparation. When you are chosen, your spirit needs a different kind of training. It cannot be done in crowds, in distractions, in noise. It can only be done in solitude. This is why you feel the urge to distance yourself, why certain relationships seem to fall away on their own. It is because you are growing, and not everyone around you is growing at the same pace. Some people were meant to be part of your past, but not your future. Many chosen ones resist this season. They fear being alone. They try to force old relationships to remain intact. But listen carefully, what is meant for you will never require you to shrink yourself. The people who are falling away right now, they have served their purpose in your journey. Let them go. This isolation is making space for something greater. Your discernment is being sharpened. Your connection to the divine is being deepened. Your mind is being recalibrated to function at a higher level. This is why you no longer enjoy certain conversations. This is why the old entertainment no longer fulfills you. Your spirit is evolving. The question is, will you embrace this transformation or will you resist it? Because what happens next depends on whether or not you are willing to let go of what no longer serves you. And as you step deeper into this transition, you will notice that the opposition against you increases. This is not a setback, this is confirmation. And in the next section, we are going to expose one of the biggest indicators that you are stepping into your breakthrough: intense spiritual warfare. Stay with me. Your journey is just beginning. Intense spiritual warfare, the battle before the breakthrough. There is an unspoken truth about spiritual awakening that many fail to understand. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more resistance you will face. The moment you begin stepping into your divine calling, you become a target. The battles you are facing right now are not random. They are not coincidences. They are strategic attacks designed to break you before you rise. Think about it. Before David could wear the crown, he had to face Goliath. Before Moses could lead his people, he had to confront Pharaoh. Before Jesus fulfilled his destiny, he was tempted in the wilderness and later betrayed by those closest to him. Every chosen one, without exception, has walked through the fire of opposition before stepping into their highest purpose. This is why, lately, you may have noticed that things around you seem to be falling apart. Unexpected obstacles arise. People turn against you for no reason. Financial struggles appear out of nowhere. Your energy feels drained, and your mind is constantly battling doubt, fear, and confusion. You may even feel like everything is working against you. But listen carefully, this is confirmation, not defeat. The enemy only attacks those who are a threat. If you were insignificant, you would not be facing this level of warfare. If your purpose was small, there would be no opposition. But the fact that you are under attack means that something powerful is on the horizon. You are stepping into something so big, so transformative, that darkness is doing everything possible to stop you before you realize your full potential. One of the greatest tactics used against chosen ones is isolation through opposition. Have you noticed that people are suddenly misunderstanding you, that those you once trusted are now distant or even hostile? This is not by accident. It is an ancient strategy. The enemy knows that if he can make you feel alone, doubtful, or weak, you may lose faith and stop moving forward. But here is the truth. This is not the time to retreat. This is the time to fight. You must recognize that the battle is not against people, circumstances, or external forces. It is a spiritual battle against unseen forces that seek to stop your destiny. The stronger the resistance, the closer you are to your breakthrough. This is why you cannot afford to quit now. This is why you cannot let fear or discouragement take root. Many chosen ones make the mistake of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, you must ask, "What is this battle trying to stop me from achieving?" Because right beyond this struggle is your elevation. Right beyond this resistance is the doorway to your divine purpose. What you must do now is stand firm. Strengthen your mind, refuse to be shaken. When the attacks intensify, increase your spiritual discipline. Pray harder, meditate longer, protect your energy. The enemy wants to exhaust you, but if you persevere, you will emerge stronger than ever. The battle before the breakthrough is always the hardest, but it is also the most revealing. Now, let's go even deeper, because after intense warfare, there is always a stirring in the soul that signals something even greater. A deep spiritual restlessness. Your soul knows it's time. Have you ever felt an overwhelming sense that something is about to change, even though nothing in your physical reality seems different? Have you felt an urgency, a deep inner knowing that you are meant for more, but you don't yet know what that more is? If so, you are experiencing a divine restlessness, a sign that your spirit is shifting before your mind can fully understand it. This type of restlessness is not ordinary. It is not anxiety. It is not simple impatience. It is a sacred discomfort placed within you by a higher power to push you toward the next phase of your journey. Before every major breakthrough, the chosen ones experience a growing dissatisfaction with their current reality. What once fulfilled you now feels empty. What once made sense now seems meaningless. The life you have been living no longer fits who you are becoming. This is because your spirit is evolving beyond its current environment. You are outgrowing your past, your old ways of thinking, and even certain relationships. The energy you once aligned with is no longer compatible with who you are meant to be. This restlessness is not punishment, it is preparation. Many people misinterpret this feeling. They try to suppress it. They tell themselves to just be grateful, to settle into their current reality, to ignore the inner pull. But listen closely, this feeling is not something to suppress, it is something to follow. When Moses was in Egypt, he felt it. Before David left the fields as a shepherd, he felt it. When Paul was about to step into his missionary journeys, he felt it. This is the moment when destiny calls, but not everyone answers. What happens next depends on you. You have two choices: ignore the restlessness and stay the same. Force yourself to remain comfortable, even though you know deep down that comfort is the enemy of growth. Listen to your soul and prepare for the shift. Trust that the discomfort is proof that something greater is coming. If you are experiencing this, do not fear it. Lean into it, seek clarity, spend time alone. Listen to the divine guidance coming through your intuition, because right now the universe is speaking to you in ways you may not yet realize. And this leads us to one of the most undeniable signs that a transformation is near: the presence of supernatural confirmations. Supernatural signs and confirmations, divine messages, are everywhere. Have you been seeing repeating numbers? 111, 444, 777, everywhere you go. Have you had dreams that feel too vivid to ignore? Have you been hearing the same message over and over from different people, places, or random encounters? These are not coincidences. These are divine messages, signals from the universe, designed to prepare you for what is coming. Throughout history, before God shifted someone's life, He sent them signs. When Gideon doubted his ability, he asked for confirmation through a fleece, and God provided it twice. When Joseph was being positioned for greatness, he had dreams foretelling his future. When Moses was called, he saw the burning bush. These supernatural signals are not rare, they are the language of the divine. One of the greatest mistakes chosen ones make is dismissing these signs as random or just their imagination. But these confirmations are strategic. The The universe speaks through patterns, symbols, and synchronicities because the spirit realm operates differently than the physical world. How do you know a sign is truly from the divine? It repeats. You see, hear, or feel it multiple times, often in unexpected ways. It aligns with something your spirit already knows deep down. It comes at a moment when you need direction the most. But here's the catch. Only those who are paying attention will recognize these messages. If you are seeing these signs, your mission is simple. Listen. Don't ignore them. Don't write them off as meaningless. Ask yourself, what is God trying to reveal to me? What doors are closing and which ones are opening? Where is my intuition guiding me? Because those who listen step into their breakthrough faster than those who ignore the signs. The universe is always communicating, but are you listening? Right now, you are being led somewhere greater. The signs, the warfare, the restlessness, it all points to one thing. Your life is shifting in ways you cannot yet see. What happens next will depend on how you respond to these messages. But one thing is certain, if you are feeling these signs, something big is coming. Are you ready to step into it? A sudden shift in relationships, your circle is changing. One of the most painful yet necessary signs that something big is coming is a sudden change in your relationships. People you once trusted begin to distance themselves. Some friendships dissolve overnight. Even family members start acting differently toward you. At first, it may feel like betrayal. You may wonder if you did something wrong, if you need to fix things, if you're being abandoned. But here's the truth. This is divine realignment. When God is preparing to elevate you, He will first separate you. Not everyone can go where you are going. Not everyone is meant to have access to the version of you that is emerging. Some people were placed in your life only for a season, and that season is now over. Look at Joseph. He had a dream of greatness, but his own brothers betrayed him and sold him into slavery. What seemed like the ultimate rejection was actually divine redirection. If they had not pushed him away, he would never have reached the palace. What felt like loss was actually the path to his destiny. Look at Jesus. He surrounded himself with 12 disciples, yet in the most critical moment of his journey, one betrayed him, one denied him, and the rest abandoned him. But none of this stopped his destiny. In fact, it fulfilled it. You must understand, some relationships are built on who you were, not who you are becoming. When God shifts your life, He removes people who no longer align with your calling. Some friendships were meant for your past, but not for your future. Some relationships kept you comfortable when you were meant to grow. Some people only supported you when you stayed the same. But the moment you evolved, they resented you. So if people are walking away, let them go. If certain friendships are fading, do not force them to stay. If doors are closing, stop trying to reopen them. What is meant for you will never require you to beg, to shrink, or to betray your own growth. The shift in relationships is painful but necessary, because in order to step into your purpose, you need a new circle. The people who are entering your life now, they are divine connections. They see your potential. They push you to grow. They challenge you in ways that elevate you, not drain you. If your circle is changing, it means your season is changing. Embrace it. Do not chase after what God is removing. Instead, prepare yourself for what's next. What happens next? Preparing for the shift. Now that you recognize the signs, the isolation, the battles, the restlessness, the supernatural confirmations, and the shift in relationships, you must ask yourself, what do I do now? How do I prepare for what's coming? Because recognizing the shift is not enough. You must respond to it. The first step is to let go. Stop holding on to what is falling apart. Stop resisting change because of fear. The discomfort you feel is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to shape you. The second step is to realign your mind. This is where many chosen ones get stuck. They sense the shift, they feel the transformation, but they resist because it requires them to think differently, act differently, believe differently. You cannot step into a new season with an old mindset. The version of you that is emerging needs new habits, new thoughts, new faith. The third step is to position yourself spiritually. If you are being elevated, you must strengthen your spiritual foundation. This means spending more time in prayer and meditation, guarding your energy against distractions and negativity, listening to your intuition and divine guidance without hesitation, trusting that what you do not understand now will make sense later. This is not the time to question your worth or doubt your path. This is the time to prepare, because what comes next is bigger than you can imagine, and the way you handle this transition will determine whether you step into your divine breakthrough or stay trapped in the old version of yourself. Do not resist the shift. Do not hold on to comfort. Step forward with faith. Now, let's close with one final truth. Your breakthrough is already here. Conclusion, step into your power. Your breakthrough is here. If you have been experiencing these signs, this is your confirmation. This is not the end. This is the beginning of something greater than you have ever imagined. Everything that has been happening in your life, all the confusion, the battles, the losses, the supernatural confirmations, it was all leading to this moment. You are standing at the threshold of your next level, but understand this. Your breakthrough will not come to you. You must step into it. You must let go of the fear that tells you to stay the same. You must silence the doubt that whispers, "What if I'm not ready?" You must reject the idea that you are not enough, because you were chosen for this. The discomfort was proof of your transformation. The opposition was proof of your power. The loneliness was proof that God was setting you apart. The shift in relationships was proof that you are entering a new chapter. So now, the choice is yours. Will you shrink back into the familiar? Or will you step boldly into the unknown, trusting that something greater is waiting for you? If this message resonated with you, declare it in the comments. I am chosen. I am ready. Your next level is calling. Your breakthrough is here. Step into it.